Hey, what's up, guys? It is OGC here. Today we are doing a hero spotlight. We're going to cover Grimace. So let's pull him up so that way we know what we're talking about. And I'm probably saying his name wrong. So it's Grims. I'm so bad with pronouncing any names or anything like that. So this is Grims. He has the Santa Claus skin on. The skin doesn't do anything other than make him look like a hardcore Santa Claus. Um, So he is a general, and he is a dwarven general. But most importantly, he is your ammo reload for your jacks if you play any other race. So to jump into his equipment, for PvP and things like that, equip him however you want. Whatever is going to give you the most stats. Um, For him, I have half of the normal dragons. I'm sorry, half of the normal general set on. Which this whole set, if you have it equipped, you can craft this one. Will make it so that your units plunder resources 10% faster. And I have one piece of the dragon set, just because it gives more stats. This one piece will actually make it so that the moral collapse of your units will be postponed for 20 seconds. The first 20 seconds of the battle, none of your units will have their moral collapse. This can be useful in certain situations if you're playing with swordsmen from human. I'm sorry, spearmen from human. I believe it's monks from Rockin or miners from dwarf. And also, most of your humanoid range, if not all humanoid range. It's very helpful to have the full dragon set on and place the generals near them. So even if you're playing dwarf with all mechs in the front line, you would still want the full dragon set and place Grims near your blasters and snipers so they don't run away as soon as Cleo does her void. For a weapon, feel free to put on whatever is going to give you the most amount of stats that you need. For me, under the weapons, I mostly go with plus stamina. Same thing for accessories, whatever will give you the most bang for the buck. Flawless Soul Blades have 25 useful points. Stamina can be tough to increase, so I will go with the Everflame Lamp. Um, that's all for PvP. Let's check out a setup for Grims that's not PvP related. It's going to be more siege related and could be beneficial in the void. So this is a different take on Grims. This is pretty much turning him into one giant accessory piece for your army for when you do siege. So to start it off, I have the gear wheel gavel on him. It makes it so that friendly siege units attack 10% faster. So pretty much it increases your overall siege damage to walls by 10%. That's pretty massive for one item. Next, you can put the Netherworld banner on to give +1 siege mastery. That way your sieges do even more damage. And under the accessories, you have the ammo wagon +1. So if you are playing dwarf and you're going with blasters, snipers, tanks, anything like that, uh, all of the above, or even just a couple of the above, you'll want to put the extended magazine on. You'll probably want to make it flawless. With this, it increases their overall ammo. And one last thing is what he looks like if you are trying to queue up for gold troops. So Hand of Wisdoms are pretty staple. Um, you then have different gears that just give the most amount to command, and of course the Masonic Scepter. Anybody that can equip this item should equip this item for queuing up troops. And that's what a flawless one happens to look like. So we'll put him to this setup. When we look at his abilities, the first one is going to be suppressing fire. So right at the beginning of the battle, Grimace will just fire off a bunch of mortars. They'll come down. They'll do a little bit of damage. It's nothing spectacular, but additional DPS why not? From there, he has smokescreen. So he'll launch a grenade, or at least it looks like a grenade, onto a portion of the battlefield. A little smoke ring appears, and it increases the evade chance of the troops in there. Feel free to use this, try it out. It might be beneficial for you. I skip it altogether just because for PvP and everything, I already have so many things that pop up on the bottom, and my thumbs are super fat. So having skills that are not 100% necessary, I find that I make more mistakes than they're beneficial. But for you, it might help you out. Try it out. You can get multiple specs for your heroes, so feel free to try different things out. Next, we have Tank Mastery. Just like all of the masters, this only matters if you deploy tanks on your battlefield or if you borrow tanks from people. I don't know too many people that loan a bunch of gold tanks out for randomly for PvPs and things because that's highly annoying when they die. But say you're in the Coliseum and you run a tank mech setup, then you'll want to max out your tank mastery. If you don't run tanks, don't worry about it. Then we have Siege Mastery. So for Siege Mastery, this increases your Siege units damage and also health. So anytime you do Siege, you'll want Grimace out there just because he'll increase the damage. As we took a quick peek at his gear setup, he already increases their attack speed by 10%. His there gets +1 to this mastery, etc. This is huge if you're doing the wall event or if you just want more honor from hitting walls. So pretty much every siege that I do, whether I'm just clearing out the ground troops, because I'll still run 4 or 5 siege when I do that, or when I'm just clearing walls and doing like 1,000,000 damage per hit, I always run Grims. Next is Ammo Wagon. So Ammo Wagon increases how much ammo users have. This includes things like Nora, Jax, blasters, snipers, etc. So it's not a bad skill. You'll want that. And if you are not dwarf, you'll want that for your Jax. Nora, Jax, yeah. And then you have reload ammunition. At level 4, it reloads 75% of their ammunition. This is, again, a must-have for Jax, especially on all those stages that it doesn't actually cost 1 energy. It could look like dragons. You're doing dragon raids. None of your actives there cost any energy or mana, so this is fantastic for there. For PvP, if the PvP is going on for a while and your Jax is doing spray and pray and he's like that turret where he becomes like a turret defense mode type of hero, and he just gets locked in place. He just stands there shooting everybody with his turret and double charge and whatever else. This is huge because you'll want to hit the reload for the ammo before he runs out. That way he stays as that immobile turret. So let's go try Grimace out. I have a feeling most of those people will just die if we attack them. Or these people will not die if we attack them. So I just need something to tank for me. So we'll go with the pack of Huntresses. We'll pull out Grimace or Grims, and we'll pull out Jax. So everything starts, it's all good. Jax is doing his fire offs. Grims is going to run forwards. I think he already did his giant burst thing. Wow, this was way easier than I thought. You can use his active to then increase how much ammo Jax has. Usually, you'll want to wait until you'll want to wait until Jax is down to the last couple lines or the last 2 bullets in his magazine. That's generally a really good time. Once he hits like three, then you should have something go off in your head that says the next thing that I do should be for Grims. Unless it's something that's totally. I'm trying to think of an example. It's really hard to find something that prioritizes over Jax's ammo for spray and pray. But once Scrims gets to like three bullets in the magazine, or even four, you should have a mental note that the next skill that I do, because everything's on cooldown, should be for Jax. Uh, as you play, as you practice, you'll find out when that sweet spot is, and it becomes just muscle memory. You'll just know that Jax is getting low on ammo. If you're still low level or mid level, then Jax's ammo overall is going to be very deceptive because every so often he'll get a jump up and he'll get more ammo. So it might throw you off, but once everything's maxed out, it's since it's the same every single time, you'll get it in your head when you need to hit Grims for ammo. And if you make some mistakes with Grims doing the ammo, that's okay. It really is okay. It's not a big deal. So I wonder. I'm just checking real quick. I wonder if we can do some wall damage and compare the Grims to not having Grims. All right, we can. So the last thing that we're going to check out is I'm going to do a siege without Grims and then with Grims. And we're going to compare the difference. So if we take a quick peek at the Grims, he is all set up for siege. He's got the +1 to siege banner. He has the 10% faster attack rate. We have siege mastery and everything. This is only a level 40 Grims. Um, he's seen more love in the past from me. So we're going to pull him out. That way we can get a baseline. I'll do everything the same. So when I siege, this is pretty much what it looks like. Some people will roll with two turtles. I do not. I just roll with one. Now, the reason why I'm casting all these things for Avril is because it will increase her auto attacks, which then make her put out way more damage. We'll check her damage at the end. I have Warwick stuck in the back. That way he can run around doing his lantern that increases attack speed so that all of the siege units get increased attack speed. And we'll see how much damage comes out. I don't have the highest damage. My research is really high in everything except for siege. Um, we had people in our house that could go and do insane damage on the walls. So I never had to worry about clearing walls for cities and fights and things like that. I always cleared all the ground troops. Other people killed off the walls. So I never prioritized my siege research. Um, because of that, when I compare it to other people, my PvP outcomes tend to be slightly better because you're never going to use siege in PvP. So there we go. We did 781,000 damage to the wall. Avril did almost 80 million. I'm sorry, 80,000. So we're going to do that exact same setup, but this time we're going to add Grims in and see if he alone makes a difference. So probably just for one sec because I want to make sure that I do everything the same. So yeah, the only heroes that really matter for increasing the damage here, like yeah, you can put Jax out there. Jax will increase the damage absolutely, but it's not really worth the 3 energy every time you deploy him. Same thing with Mako. So I try and keep a balance to conserve energy, but still get the job done. So I have like Rufio, Gafgar, who I don't really use outside of PvP, Nora, Bane, just because Bane always has so much energy. I probably don't have to put Bane out there. And then I do use Warwicks and Avalon. So really the main ones that I'll use in multiple different formats, whether I'm clearing out the troops on the ground or the wall, is going to be Avalon, Avril, and Grims. But all three are just so massive. Between the Warhorn, Avril just doing massive damage no matter what, and Grimm's helping with either Jax or increase all of the siege. It all makes a difference. So what's that? 4, 8, 10, 11. So I have 11 Silver Siege out there. All right, let's find out the results. The last one was 781,000. I'm gonna guess this is gonna be 890. Oh wow, okay, no. So this one is 952. So as you can see, we got a big jump. We went from what's that, 20, 120, um, like 170,000 damage more. Avril did less damage, but you can see all the siege did more damage. If you want to see the previous siege damage, just go back, rewind the video. So that's everything centering around Grims, and yeah, hopefully that helps you out. He is a free hero. You will get him from playing the game. He can be super helpful. I would run the three skill setups. I'm sorry, the three equipment setups for him. Have one for siege and or non PvP related things. Have a PvP related one, and then make sure that you do have the queuing up one. But with that, guys, I am OGC. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We'll have plenty of content coming out soon. Later on today, I'll release what is it, Coliseum, so a couple more Coliseum fights. And with that, take care, guys.